Yo, what's up guys, yours Please React here, and welcome to another reaction video. Today, we're going to be reacting to not one, not two, but three Llama art reactions. Now, I was supposed to react to this yesterday, but due to just the events on Halloween, I figure I'm going to move it to tomorrow. So, there'll be more info about that yesterday, and it's giving you information about upcoming videos today. But yeah. We're reacting to 3 Llama arts. Yeah, the first one we're reacting to is Trick or Treat Stories Animated. Without further ado, let's get it.
It was Halloween night of 2007, freshman year in high school, and I was with my friends,
Hey!
and Jesse.
Jesse got the Mario
Brothers.
Brothers.
Dressed as the Super Mario characters.
That's cool.
I was Luigi since I was the second tallest. Ivan was Mario since he's short and buff. Not that Mario is buff. Jesse was Waluigi because he's freakishly tall and skinny. And Ryan was Wario because he's just really fat. So they were the perfect group costumes for us.
He's not wrong though, honestly.
A non-congested suburban neighborhood with a decent amount of space in between houses. On Halloween, that's the worst thing ever. Less bang for your buck. We were trick-or-treating for hours, way past dark, and eventually came the time when most trick-or-treaters were heading home. My feet started to hurt, and I had to constantly switch arms for holding the now 10-pound pillow sack of candy, but we planned on going until our bags were completely full. A lot of the houses by now weren't answering anymore. It was probably past their cutoff time for giving candy to trick-or-treaters.
Dang.
Approaching our next house, we saw a purple bucket on the stoop.
And yes, I did not go trick-or-treating this year just because of the fact that obviously the cough. But, overall I still had a fun time.
It was the best feeling ever. I was the one to get close enough to realize it was empty,
Aww.
which was the worst feeling ever.
Dang.
I turned around when I heard a knock at the window of the house. We all looked at the window. Couldn't see anyone, but heard someone call out, "Wait." The door opened and an older man,
No.
already bold,
No,
stepped
dude.
outside.
No.
He told us to come inside so he can get us some more candy.
No.
I said we could just wait out here.
Nope.
He responded saying something along the lines of, "Nonsense, come on in, we'll get you your candy."
No. You see, he started thinking that back?
Said, "It's alright. Come on, Dan, let's go." I
Alright.
told the guy to take care and apologized. He just stood there watching as we walked off.
What is that? What's the eyes in the back?
I felt bad, but at the same time, that guy seemed like a creeper, and I figured I just dodged a bullet not going in there. If the story ended there, it wouldn't be scary. So, of course, it didn't end there.
Makes sense.
We skipped a few of the guy's neighboring houses just to get further away and continued on with our business. We were walking down close to the nature preserve now, so there weren't many houses around us. At this point, we were now walking back closer to Jesse's house. I noticed Ryan had stopped walking, and I turned around to see what's up. He said he heard someone moving from behind the trees in the preserve. Now, this was before everyone's phones had flashlights, so we couldn't just go searching in the woods for someone. Besides, we were just telling Ryan that it must have been a raccoon or something.
Yeah, totally a raccoon.
This is a bit of a cliche, but when things like this happen in real life, you always assume the more logical possibility. It's just natural. Why would we assume we were being followed? I had to put my arm around Ryan's shoulder and nudge him forward.
Okay.
A little ways down the street, me and Ivan picked up on the sound as well. When we all stopped, the sounds of the footsteps from beyond the trees stopped as well. Ivan yelled at the obvious stalker to go away, or we would beat the shit out of them.
Language!
I knew he was just bluffing, though. I could hear the nervousness in his voice.
It's all good, though. It's all good.
The snap of a twig from beyond the trees triggered a fight-or-flight response in all of us. Me, Jesse, and Ryan all went for it.
They said, screw that. You go, since you're Mario.
We had all taken off. We ran down the dark street.
Just like my friend commented on the last.
Footsteps crushing the twigs and
Whoops,
leaves in the
my bad
woods.
about that. But, yeah,
right down Jesse's.
I was gonna say, just like my last friend, someone commented on last week's video. He said, "F this." In fact, that's what they're doing. All three of them said, "Nah, screw that."
street when it finally came up and ran straight for his backyard, entering his house through the back door. The first thing we did was peek out through his living room window. We couldn't see anyone. We all had to gather our thoughts and discuss what the hell just went down in his living room, when all of a sudden we heard Jesse's backyard gate slam shut. Jesse dove to turn off the lights. There was a click and a bang from down in the den. It was more than likely Jesse's back door. We all agreed to go down armed with knives and
dang, Ryan's scared.
Jesse turned on his back door light, but there was nobody out there. Just then the front door opened, and we all screamed like animals. Jesse's mom and sisters came rushing downstairs. They had just gotten home from their friend's little house party. We all
Wait, who was at the front door?
Just them. Jesse explained what happened, but made it seem a lot less dramatic. Me and Ivan went home after that and called it a night.
Wait, who was at the front door?
I got a disturbing text message. It was from Jesse. It said, "It wasn't my mom." I texted back saying, "What?"
That little phone.
He responded back quickly.
I mean, he said that. He had that little phone, but then again, he said back then there was not like any like flashlights, so I'll give him that.
My mom in the backyard. My fingers slammed the buttons on my phone, responding back, "What do you mean?" There was a long pause before he finally told me that his mom and sisters said they never went in the backyard. I told him to immediately check the backyard from his upper deck. He had already done just that. He also told his mom everything, and she had already called the police.
He's still wearing the Waluigi.
They didn't find anyone back there, but Jesse did mention the guy who invited us in while trick-or-treating. Nothing ever became of that, and nothing ever happened at Jesse's house again after that one Halloween night.
Alright, that was not bad, honestly. Maybe, I don't know. I honestly just don't know how I feel about that. Just the fact that a guy just asked him to just go for some candy. He could be some weirdo just trying to show something else. And I think it was just a coincidence. But I don't know. Can we go back on this? Yo, that is creepy. You have... I kind of know some creepypasta stuff. But I think that's supposed to be Herobrine as Link. This one, because I know there's a story called I think like a Herobrine or Ben Drown. Yeah, I think it is Ben Drown. Supposed to be a reference. I believe that on the very right is Jeff the Killer. I think it's either the dude right next to Ben Drown and Slender Man, or the one all the way right. And yes, the third one is Slender Man. I know a little bit of creepypastas. In the free time, I sometimes like to listen to creepypastas. Alright, next story we'll be reacting to, or the next anime we'll be reacting to, is The Woman Animated. Let's go.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. More details at the end of the video.
Shout out to Skillshare.
It was a late, moonless, snowy night. I heard the chilling cry of a bobcat as I arrived home from my parents' house, where we had just had Thanksgiving dinner in northern Michigan. Exhausted, I had finally made it to my bed when my pregnant girlfriend asked for nacho cheese munchies.
Okay.
Reluctantly, I laced up my boots and went to my car. Due to the cold, it took me a while to start the car, which only made me more irritated. But eventually I got it started, and I arrived at the convenience store to retrieve my girlfriend's mandated snacks. As I left the store, walking back towards my car, I saw a shadow of movement out of the corner of my eye. What looked like a person stood near the dumpster, just out of the light. I stepped towards the figure, and she looked at me with a giant sinister smile.
Oh God.
Her face was so weathered, it looked like she had cracks all over her face.
No.
She was crouched down and appeared to be chewing on something. I looked to see what she was chewing on. To my surprise, it was a severed arm.
Oh.
It looked old, as if it had been rotting for weeks. I saw her glance at something in her pocket. I could see the outline of what looked like a pocket knife.
Oh.
As soon as I looked back up, she quickly charged me.
Oh!
Away,
yo!
to the
Yo, wait, yo.
charged me. I pushed her away way.
He just said, but yo, he should have mushed her. he said, oh bow, just straight up knocked her out.
I ran back to the convenience store.
Yo, that dude.
I burst through the door and frantically yelled towards the cashier to call the police as I turned to lock it. He asked me, "What's going on?" I scowled at him and said, "Please, just call the cops." I looked back outside and saw the woman had moved across the street and was still scrutinizing me as she maintained her benevolent grin. "Look, there's a girl out there who's trying to kill me." Looking over me, he replied, "I don't see anyone out there, sir." Those words shook me, even to this day. When the
I don't
police
got
reached the
mouth.
gas station,
Sorry about that
I
noise.
began looking around for the woman while one of the officers asked me what had happened, and I told him the details of the encounter. One of the officers came back and said he couldn't find anything. I then took them back to where I first noticed her. We spent a few minutes intently searching, but there was no proof she was ever even there. The officer cocked his head and looked at me as if I was deranged and asked me in a judgmental tone, "Are you feeling okay?" I was about to defend myself, and then I started to think. I am tired, and I have had a couple of drinks, so I just told him, "Yes, sir. Sorry for bothering you. I hope you have a nice night." And then I drove home. I got home at around 4 o'clock in the morning.
Dang.
My girlfriend greeted me with an angered but concerning tone of voice. She asked me,
"Where were you? Are you okay?"
so I told her everything that happened. Of course, she didn't believe me.
Of course.
I couldn't get to sleep that night. I sat in my bed.
Did he still give her the
myself,
munchies?
wondering
Still,
if
whatever
it
that's
was all
getting
even
called?
real. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just tired. But no, that can't be it. I saw it. But if I saw it, why was there no proof? Where did the arm go? Where did she go? Before I knew it, it was 7 in the morning, and I had to go to work. I threw on my jacket as I was about to
How long is
head to the
this?
construction site.
6 minutes or
I put
8 minutes?
my hand
Jeez.
in my pocket and noticed that there was a hole in it. It wasn't there the other day. I thought, what if she caught my jacket as I ran? Which further proves my suspicion.
Maybe she chased you and grabbed a little bit of your jacket.
I couldn't believe it. My mind
His
completely
face.
went wild until my girlfriend kissed me goodbye. I told my friends at work what had happened, and they didn't believe me either.
Of course.
They made jokes about it the entire day. I had my bowling tournament that day, so that gave me something to look forward to. I got home and hung my vest and jacket up and rapidly put on my bowling shoes and got my bowling ball. My girlfriend looked at me with a pleasant smile and said,
"When will you be back?"
"Probably around 11.
Don't be long.
I won't, don't worry." At around 10:30, the tournament had finally finished, and we had won. I was so thrilled I had forgotten about the woman. As we were leaving, I noticed something at the other end of the parking lot. It was that psychotic woman.
Ask them.
Staring
Hey, do you
at
guys
each
see
other for
that?
what felt like an eternity. She slowly started moving towards me while waiting.
you know what I would have done? I would have asked my friends before I left. I said, "Hey, you see that girl over there? Am I on my? Did I have another drink or am I seeing things?"
Waving her knife in the air and making cuts. I quickly jumped into my car.
It looks like she's
and turned
still.
on.
It looks like she's
As
little,
I looked
honestly.
up, I saw she was standing in front of me, staring at me. She slowly walked over to my window, and she said in a quiet, deep, and scratchy voice,
Little pig, let me in."
No,
I was frozen in fear.
not by the
I
hairs
snapped
of
back to
my
reality
chin chin
and
chin.
ran
Oh,
out of my car, screaming. I quickly slammed my foot on the accelerator and didn't let off it until I couldn't see her anymore. When I arrived home, I told my girlfriend what had happened.
I guess she didn't believe you.
Last time, she didn't believe me.
Yep.
I really thought I was insane, but I tried to forget about it and get some sleep. Later that night, I woke up and saw her in my room.
What?
All she said was, "Let me in."
How did she get in your room?
As she got closer, she then started shouting.
Let me in, let me in, let me in! Let...
No.
Come on, Paul. Stop being difficult.
Yo.
Wondering how in the world my girlfriend hadn't heard this going on.
Exactly.
The woman was right next to me and held up a knife to me. That's when I fainted.
Yep. You're screwed.
I woke startled in my room, dripping with sweat. Then I remembered I don't have a girlfriend.
What?
Nor a house. Or a family.
Come on, Paul. Time for your morning meds. Let me in.
Oh no. Oh, that was good. Oh wow. And obviously the sponsor's Skillshare, but yo, that was good. That ending though. Wow, that was honestly crazy. So he didn't have, and the fact that her I think that was her mom. She said, "Let me in," just like the woman. Yo, she could be the one that did all this, but who knows? Yeah, that was good. Last scary story we will be reacting to is Scary True Horror Stories Animated. I hope you guys really enjoy this series. I may do another one next year.
I'm 27 years old. I live alone in a rural town in Virginia, about 2 blocks away from my parents. My parents are both in their 60s, and my mom has become a very worrisome woman in her old age. Sometimes she walks over uninvited and lets herself in, since I had regrettably given her a key, which can get a bit annoying. Like if I would be out really late on weekends at a bar or with women, I would sometimes come home to my mom sitting in the living room waiting, worried sick. I know you may just think, oh my god, that's crazy, why not just put your foot down and tell her to stop?
Yeah.
Well, because you don't know my mom. It's very hard to describe her, but she's the kind of worrisome, innocent little lady that you just can't bring yourself to go against. And I hate to mention, she also has mild dementia.
Makes sense. And I understand that,
This was
honestly.
Saturday night.
I don't have
It was
those
around
type
2
of
in the
parents
morning.
or grandparents,
I was at
but
a nearby club with
I
a
know
group
some
of
people
college
can
friends.
have
Really the only
those
place
type
to
of
hang out
parents.
in this boring town. And I was getting ready to head home. I said goodbye to all my friends and walked the 3 blocks it took to get back to my house. I walked up my front stoop in my drunken haze and dug my hands in my pocket for my keys. When I grabbed the doorknob, I realized it was unlocked. My mom was here again. I quietly opened and shut the front door, locking it behind me. I put my keys on the kitchen counter and found a note written in my mom's handwriting saying, "You forgot this at our house, next to the box of half-eaten cake my
Oh,
parents
so
did
she's
for
probably
us."
here then.
I didn't see my mom anywhere, so I assumed she must have gone upstairs to sleep in the guest bed until I got back.
Yeah.
Which is something she would commonly do as well.
Oh, okay.
Then I heard footsteps upstairs, confirming it.
Yep.
And that's when I sighed once again. 27 years old, almost 3 in the morning, and she still has to wait up and treat me like a child. I ran upstairs to check the guest bed, empty, along with all the bathrooms. I was afraid Mom was having one of her episodes due to her condition, so I ran to the phone to call my dad. After 4 rings, my dad picked up in a groggy voice, asking what the hell is the matter. After I told him that I heard Mom wandering around upstairs in my house, there was a short pause, and then he said, "That's not possible, she's sleeping right next to me." My mouth fell open as I turned my head to face the dark upstairs. And just barely, by the light provided by the kitchen, I could see a head peering around from the corner at the top of the stairs.
Oh,
I
God,
screamed into the
no.
phone as I ran out the front door and down the street to my parents' house, explaining to my father on the way. About halfway there, my dad told me, "All right, I'm going to call the cops," and hung up. I made it to my parents' house, where my mom was already waiting at the door, worried sick. My mom explained that she did come over to clean my kitchen a little bit and to bring over the cake they didn't want.
Oh, okay, so I was right.
Police
She
cars
was there.
pulled up in front of
But
my
that
parents'
wasn't
house,
her.
where they escorted
That was
me and
some
my dad down the street to my
demon
house.
thing. I don't know what
One
that
officer
was.
stayed outside with us, while 2 others went inside to investigate. It felt like 15 minutes before they came back outside and said it was clear. They checked the crawl space, the attic, everything. There was really nothing for me to report, other than the door was left unlocked and I saw the outline of a head upstairs before I ran for it. Still, I didn't feel safe sleeping in there that night, so I went back to my parents' house. Me and my dad are certain that my mom simply forgot to lock the door when she left.
Yeah.
As her memory has been getting worse over the past few months.
Yeah, that's probably a good
My dad
reason,
has been stopping
honestly.
her from coming over alone from now on, which makes me both sad but also relieved. Some nights I still get paranoid that whoever was in my house that night never left and is still hiding in here somewhere.
Maybe that probably might be it. But alright guys, that'll be it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this series. I honestly really do like reacting to these. These are really fun. I'll react to these. If you guys want me to react more next year, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the series.